Hi everyone and welcome back to another episode of Unite with Food and Play. So, today's dish goes all the way back to the 1300s, making it one of the longest standing traditional dishes in English history. So, back then, a breakfast of this sort was often deemed a luxury and therefore was only reserved for the richest in the society. Now, I'm super excited about this dish because it's got a little bit of a twist. Now, do you remember back in, I think it was about 2017 or 18, someone thought it would be a good idea to get all the full English breakfast ingredients such as sausage, bacon, beans, tomato, black pudding, and stick it all in a bread tin loaf. Now, I've seen it before and I thought, we've done banana bread, we've done cookies and all things like that before. This is, this is quite unique. It's might get really messy. It might turn out really bad and sloppy, so we've got to just, kind of time everything really right. But excited doing this dish, and let's make a start. Okay guys, so the first step would obviously be, so I've got my cooker just here, so I'm going to turn it on to 190, preheat at 190 for at least 10 minutes. So obviously we need to choose what we're having inside our breakfast tin loaf, and of course how much, depending on your size loaf. Now I know they do massive bloomers and tiger batons, tiger rolls, could be like double the size of that, but gone for something a little bit, something I can handle, you know what I mean, because I'm going to try and eat it all. So yeah, I'm going for bacon. I don't eat pork sausages, just don't like the taste or the texture of them, and the little gristly bits inside. Not saying I'm vegetarian or anything like that, I do like all my meats and stuff, but I've gone for the Linda McCartney vegetarian Lincolnshire sausages. Dead tasty, love them, high in protein too. Black pudding, love a bit of black pudding. So tomato, and then 2 eggs. 2 eggs just here. And some beans, we're going to throw some beans in, just a couple of beans. So beans, egg, I'm going for 2 eggs. I'm going for 1 tomato, black pudding, bacon, and sausage. So 6 items I'm going for, so it's going to be a bit of a squeeze, but I think we'll be fine, we'll get it all in. So, and obviously, so the next step would be, we're not going to put all the ingredients inside the bread tin loaf, because that would just be silly. I've never tried it before, and it could be a bit risky because individual items ain't cooked thoroughly, risk of an upset stomach. But so obviously checking on the back directions. So I've got myself here for the oven a nice big tray of greaseproof paper. So first thing we're going to do is cook all individual items. So I'm going for the bacon, the black pudding, and the sausage. The eggs, the tomato and eggs, tomato we can just slice, the eggs we can just throw in at the end. Beans, they can be done in a microwave, so super simple. So all ingredients onto an oven dish, a big enough oven dish. So next step is we're going to make an insertion into this tin loaf. Now we want a nice big square shape. Okay, like so. We don't want to go through the edges where it's all going to seep out inside the oven. So, and then we're going to create like a little lid, square lid. We're going to scoop out all the bread on the inside, and that's where all our ingredients are going to go. So, here we go. Get yourself a good knife. Saying that, I'm just using a really sharp vegetable knife. Like so. Remember not to go all the way through. Really careful. It's quite an easy job. if you're quite precise with a knife. Let the knife do the work. Don't try and pull it through because you'll just destroy the bread. Wonderful. Should be something like this. But what we're going to do, we're going to try and keep the lid in a nice kind of shape. So just going to run my knife through all the edging. Being careful not to mess that lid up. That's it. Just be really gentle with it. We can rip all the bread out. That'll do. So just a nice lid, just to go back on top like so. Yeah. So we're going to take all the stuffing out. It's pretty simple to do, this is. Look at that lot. Super simple that. I've come up with no idea what to do with that, so you know, whatever you want to do with it, try a little bit. Tastes good. So yeah, don't waste it, guys. Toss it out for the birds or something. You know, someone's got to benefit from it. We're just going to quickly make sure we've got a nice square shape. Think of it as doing a bread pumpkin. You know, when you're doing a pumpkin and you're sort of getting a spoon and you're just going over extra to the edges, aren't you? You know, like trying to get that nice little shape. Because remember, we've got a lot of filling to put inside here, so it needs to be just the right amount. A little tap. That's bang on. So we've got a lid, which will just go on top there once all the ingredients are on, like so. Okay. So, next step. Okay guys, so as you can see, just to the right, I've got all my ingredients prepared to go into the oven. But just remember what I said. So for example, my sausages take 20 minutes, bacon, you know, anywhere between 5 to 8 minutes, depending, you know, how you like, if you like it crispy, streaky, all those kind of things. And my black pudding takes about 6 to 8 minutes. So I will be taking my ingredients out individually, you know, throughout. Going through the time. So, next step, as you can see, is my tin loaf. Firstly, what we need to do, so we've cut out and we've made an incision into the bread loaf, more like a square one. So what I've done, I've just taken 15 grams of melted butter. It's just a little bit there, probably a little bit less, but you know, it doesn't matter. And we're just going to brush all the inside with the melted butter. Okay, so that's hopefully going to give it that golden look. So when we put it in the oven and you know, get a bit of heat to it, you know, a bit like a sunbed, it's going to give it that golden, crispy texture. But just remember, you know, a lot of people have fried bread and stuff when they're doing breakfast, full English breakfast. So you know, we've got to find room for some butter somewhere, haven't we? So if you notice, I'm just all the edges, that last little bit in there, look, like so. Wonderful. If you've got any leftover bread, feel free to do you know, the top part, because obviously that's going to go on. I've not done it, as you can see, so give it a little brush on the side if you want that golden crispy texture. Now this is ready. We're gonna toast this for about 5 minutes, just to harden it all up, to get it a little bit more crispy, just so it holds all the ingredients a little bit better. So in the oven, just to toast for 5 minutes, guys. So it's time to take the bread out. Obviously, make sure you've got some oven mitts, or ask for, you know, a parent's help. Just like so. So it's just a little bit more golden, just going to hold all the ingredients a little bit better. So, in goes my ingredients. So, now, remember what I told you, timing is everything. For instance, my sausages take 20 minutes, black pudding, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to start, you know, taking ingredients out individually. Just going to pile them all up on the top for you guys, so you guys can see when they're all finished, ready. And then we're going to finish off making bread. You know, now this is the fun time, the fun part, sorry. So all my ingredients are cooked. So I've got my sausages, bacon, black pudding, beans, tomato, and then eggs for the end. So it's entirely up to you how you want to design your loaf. You know, you might want to go sausage, tomato, beans, eggs, or you know, you might want to go a bit of sausage, all black pudding, all the beans, and bacon on top. It's entirely up to you. So this is what we could say a personalised part. So it's entirely up to you. So I'm just cutting these little sausages, you know, into halves, then into halves again, so they're like, got like a, you know, like a semicircle kind of shape. Wonderful. So we've got a nice base of sausages. I think we might be able to squeeze some more just there. One more just there. Tell you what, this is going to be, I don't think I'll need to eat for the rest of the day. That's a lie. I'm sure I'll find some room for some more food later. What do we do next? Should we put some beans in? Just a little bit. Just like so. Just a couple. Or I'm using a teaspoon, you know, many as you want. Just don't forget to get them in the pockets. Wonderful. Okay, I say black pudding next. Cut these in half. I think they're just a little bit too. Oh no, they fit. Wonderful. Pudding. So, obviously, you know, traditionally you'd have a massive frying pan, and you know, you just cook all the ingredients together in a big pan, and you know, that's why another name for it is called a fry-up, the full English breakfast fry-up. Obviously, if you've watched my videos, I try to do everything as healthy as possible. I'm not really into fried foods and stuff, you know, dead salty and stuff, greasy, it's not my thing. And there's always a healthy alternative, cooking your food. So yeah, just something to think about. Let's get some more beans in. Wonderful. Do we go in with tomato, or do we put some bacon on? Now I think everyone's thinking, do some bacon, Mike. Come on, get the bacon in. Just gonna put 2 rashers in. I made 4 rashers. Don't forget to try and squeeze it down. You want to try and get as much in as possible. Let's go with the tomato. So some nice thin slices of tomato. These are vine tomatoes, so you know, contain that little bit more flavour. You can get the cheaper tomatoes, but they tend to just be referred to as salad tomatoes. Don't really hold much flavour, don't bother yourself with them. Pay that extra, what, 30 pence, get yourself some vine tomatoes, taste loads better. I'm going to cut these in half. So I put them in slices, then I'm just going to put them in half as well. I'm actually having more fun creating this than eating it. Well, we'll see. With the tomato. Wonderful. Let's go in with a little bit more sausage. How should we do this? No, let's carry on as normal. So there. Tell you what, let's go in with some more bacon first. It's a little bit flatter, isn't it? So crest, tail. Oh, crest broke. Crest. More crest there. Tail. So obviously different names of the muscle, crest and the tail. Let's go in with, God, it's getting quite a lot of food in it now. It's getting quite busy. We've got to be smart. So I say we make like a little boundary, you know, for the beans and the egg. So if we do something like this, like that, and we've sort of got almost like a little fence, you know, because we don't want the. I've seen videos where the egg spills over. We don't want that. We want to keep it all together. Could have done with one more little bit of sausage there, but you know, that's just the way it is. Do we put another piece of tomato in? Go on then, another piece of tomato. Right, now we're going to finish off with those beans. You want to crush your beans down a little bit, that's perfectly fine. So if you don't see mine, look, I've flattened mine a little bit just to make that little bit of space. Just to be greedy and get more ingredients in, Michael. That's what you've done. Right, just going to quickly wash my hands. Next part is, so I think some people would put hash browns in there as well. You remember, it's entirely up to you. You know, make it how you want to. I've ran through my ingredients, how I would choose, but it's entirely up to you. Okay, so I'm going for 2 eggs, so I want to try and land them about there. Just remember, it's eggs, they're going to be quite messy, and all the ingredients are cooked. The tomato, you know, that will just heat through, be a little bit warmer, but you know, don't worry too much about that. But the main priority is the eggs. You don't want to be eating raw eggs. You know, it's not something off the Rocky Balboa movies or anything. Couple of raw eggs on top. Here we go. One. Oh, it's just leaking over a little bit. It's just. Remember what I told you? 2. Look at that. You ain't gonna get any tighter than that. That's fine. If the egg runs down a little bit, that's fine. But remember what I said, it's really important just to get some kind of barrier, you know, like some kind of fences, just to hold the egg in place. Now's also your chance, if you want to put a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper on it. Do you like salt? Do you like pepper with your full English breakfast? I love pepper. If you wanted to put some brown sauce on there, you put your brown sauce in the centre, preferably. But we've got a bit of a mixture in there now, haven't we? Lid. Now, lid. If you was to put your lid on, like so, I've got a feeling the egg will, you know, all the egg will, you know, it'll absorb into the bread, it'll make it dead doughy, dead sticky at the top. You don't want that. So, you can risk it. You can even try putting your lid on, like so, or you can have a nice egg finish at the top. You can put some cheese on it if you wanted to, and yes, we're going to go. I think we're going to sneak it into the oven as carefully as possible, like so, for 15 minutes. 15 minutes, guys, and then we're going to check up on our eggs. I should be videoing this part, but I'm going to do it anyway. See how careful I am. So, remember those eggs are on top. It's already fell down the bread a little bit. That's fine, it's cool. It's going to cook just like so. Oh, look at that. Okay, so 15 minutes and we're going to check up on them. You know, might need an extra 5 minutes, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Okay, so do you remember when I said we'll check over the eggs in about 15 minutes? So I did. It was still a little bit too runny for my liking. So I gave them an extra 5 minutes. But you know, you could go up to about 25 minutes if you want to. You know, if you wanted to melt some cheese or something on top, that would be nice. Some fresh chive, grate some fresh chive on top, that would be nice as well. But yeah, here is my full English breakfast tin loaf, guys. Just like so. Wonderful. Now, I'll take a photo at the end for you guys so you can have a look. I might cut it in slices, or I might cut straight down the middle so you can take a look. But yes, so the full English breakfast with a little bit of a twist. Don't forget to send your photos or recipes in. You know, it'd be nice to see you know, how different everybody else's is. You know, you can customise these however you want. You know, you might want to do a whole loaf of bacon and eggs or something. That's fine. Try different sized bloomers. Like I said, you can get different sized bread, bloomers, different tin loaves, poppy seeded, tiger bread. That would be a good one. But yes, send some photos in, guys, and I'll see you all soon.